Guys, this is Josh the Gamer here coming at you with a brand new video. So today we are going to be continuing on our Quorum game development series, and we are going to learn how to draw the different shapes in 3D. Now, there are 3 different shapes that you can use in the game engine without using a custom 3D model, and that is you can use a cube, a cylinder, or a sphere. That is it. However, I will cover how to use custom 3D models in the next video. It's not going to be the focus of this video. Right now, we just want to learn how to draw a basic shape onto the screen. So, let's go ahead and do that, shall we? So, first things first, we need to import the class called model. So to go ahead and do use libraries dot game dot graphics dot model. Now, while everything in 2D was a drawable, everything in 3D is a model because, well, 3D model. And if we go into the model class, okay, it doesn't want us to go in there, but if we go into the model class, we can see that it extends item 3D, and item 3D is essentially something that can be used in a 3D space. So, first things first. In order to use this model class, we need to create a model object. So I'm going to say model, and I'm going to call my object model. Alright, so now that we have a model object instantiated, go into your create game action and type model, colon, and then you'll see all these different actions you can do. You can do anything from collision to scaling to rotating to physics and stuff like that. You can do all kinds of different things. These are the things we particularly want. We want the load actions. There's a load sphere, a load cylinder, and a load box. The box is the cube, the cylinder is, well, the cylinder, and the sphere is the, well, sphere. So, what we're going to do first is we're going to load a box. And we're going to say we want this box to have a specific color. So let's go ahead and use this one. However, in order to fill in that color parameter, we need to have a color object. So let's go ahead and create a color object. So color, color. Now, of course, we get an error. Why? Because we haven't imported the color class. Let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do a use libraries dot game dot graphics dot color. Alright, now that we have that imported, that error should go away, and now we can fill in the parameters of this action. We're going to say, now, biggest thing to remember when you're loading a model, the 3D engine measures in meters. It does not measure in pixels like the 2D engine. So, in order to create something that's 1 pixel, you're gonna have to do that math on your own. But let's go ahead and create a block or a box that's 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter and is the color of red. Alright, so first argument is the width. We're going to put a 1 there, comma. Next argument is the height. Put a 1 there. The third argument is the depth. We're going to put a 1 there. Now, the fourth and final argument is the color. So we're going to go ahead and say color, which is our color object, colon, and then we're going to call the red action. The action called red. Now this will pretty much say, okay, make this model, make this box red. So now we can go ahead and do add model. Let's save it and run it. And now, as you can see, we have a red box in the middle of the screen. Now, it doesn't really look 3D, and that's simply because we don't have any lighting. Well, we don't have any lighting in the scene yet, and we're not going to focus on that in this tutorial. We're going to focus on that in a couple tutorials from now. All right. So now that we know how to load a box, the sphere should be the sphere and the cylinder should be easy, right? Well, let's go ahead and call those actions then. I'm going to go ahead and do a colon load cylinder. And now, as you can see, it has the same parameters, width, height, and depth. And then if we go down the sphere has the same thing. So we're going to say load cylinder. We're going to have it be a 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter cylinder with the color of blue this time. So put in the first three parameters. The first three parameters are width, height, and depth. And now we put in our color parameter. So our color object, colon, and then we want this to be blue. So let's go ahead and do blue. Call that action. And there we go. Save it. And go ahead and run it. As you can see there, we now have a blue cylinder in the middle of our screen. Again, it doesn't look very 3D-ish because we don't have any lighting. And now is the sphere. This one is going to be especially difficult to demonstrate simply because of the fact that it's a sphere. Since we don't have any lighting in the scene or in our game at the moment, it's just going to look like a typical circle. But I guarantee you it is a sphere. So go ahead and change that cylinder to a sphere. And we could very easily change the name of the method we're calling without changing the parameters, because the parameters are exactly the same when you're loading the different types of shapes. And then we're going to make this sphere, let's make it green. Alright, go ahead and save that and run it. And as you can see there, we have a green sphere in the middle of our screen. As I said, it doesn't look like a sphere because it just looks like a circle because we don't have any lighting at the moment. But when we get lighting, it should look like an actual sphere. Anyways, guys, that pretty much does it for how you draw a basic model on the screen. In the next tutorial, we are going to learn how to use a custom model. So I'll see you guys then.